Hi, everyone. Today is an extremely healing, energetic healing day. And yesterday, it kind of started yesterday, and we'll talk about why. But I felt like I don't have any makeup on or anything. I didn't even get ready to do this reading today, because, like, physically ready because I just wanted to come at you guys and say that you're not alone. I didn't even want to spend the extra time to, like, put a mask on, put a face on, any of that. It's not easy right now, and especially like today, tomorrow, or yesterday, today, and tomorrow, because the moon is in Sagittarius and it's trining Chiron in Aries, and um, like when the moon that's full of emotions is trining Chiron, it's going to bring out some really deep healing. It's going to trigger you in a lot of ways. And leading all of this energy leading up in this week, and we've talked about the Virgo energy just being difficult for some people anyways, because of the anxiety, because of the practicality, because of how Virgo is so realistic and wants you to be really practical and really realistic and perfect, right? And there's no such thing as perfectionism. There's no such thing as being perfect. Um, and then you hit an energy like the moon trining Chiron, and a trine just means that there's a triangle of energy there. Jupiter is also in Sagittarius. So when when they're working together in that way, a trine is a happy relationship. But with Chiron being the wounded healer and the moon being all about emotions, yeah, we're gonna be triggered. We're gonna be hit. And, like, I'm feeling my triggers, but I'm also feeling the collective triggers, which is another reason why I didn't want to put makeup on, because I had a feeling that I might get emotional during this reading at some point. Because that's just what it is. It's just happening like that. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes I know what's bringing it on, and other times I'm just like, what the hell was that? And why the fuck is it messing with me? You know what I mean? So be really, really kind to yourselves. This is also, like, we're leading up to Venus and Mars being together um, in Libra, and being at an exact conjunction. And that's going to be, that energy in the next couple of weeks is going to be pretty tough as well. So be kind to yourselves. Be gentle with your souls right now. If you need to take a break, take a break. Like, don't beat yourself up if you can't be around people, or you can't be around work. Just don't beat yourself up over it, right? Um, and remember that we're all growing. This is for growth purposes. And the reason why it's so uncomfortable is growth is uncomfortable. No matter what form it comes in, it's going to be uncomfortable. So, and don't put pressure on yourself to be somebody that you're not. Um, and rise above all the bullshit. So let's look into the cards and see where we are with the energies for today, Thursday, September 5th. Okay, whoa. All right. So the Fool, some of us are being extremely risky when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love. Some of us need to take more of a risk. So we have the Fool, and here's the thing, is the reason why we don't take risks a lot these days is because of fear, right? There's always a fear of intimacy, or a fear of rejection, or a fear of abandonment. And that's the thing, is when you face that fear head on and you realize that you survive it, if it happens to you, it's almost as if there's like an aha moment, like the blinders are taken off, you know, and you realize, oh man, if I can survive that fear, then I can survive this next one, or I can survive this next one, or I can survive this next one. It's vulnerability at its best. So some of us need to take more risks, some of us need to take less risks. So we have the Fool, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Two of Cups. Some of you have already taken the risk. Some of you, it could be that you or somebody else wants to approach you, present something to you. We have the Hermit and the High Priestess. And some of you are just going to think about it and then stay silent or stay shut down with the Hermit and the High Priestess, because you're going to tell yourself that you're not good enough. Some of you are realizing that this Two of Cups is not what you thought it was, right? It feels like there's an opening up here, or a needing to have a conversation in order to be on the same page, right? In order to be honest. Yeah, there's like this honesty that's not being said with the Moon. I mean, the Hermit and the High Priestess and the Moon, this feels like somebody is hiding. It feels like somebody's hiding, like you don't, like somebody might have been a little risky and maybe approach someone else up here, and then somebody's hiding. But here's the thing. Even if you were risky and somebody doesn't come out and you know, I mean, just because you want one outcome from it and that's not the outcome that happens, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Maybe you need to be a little bit honest, more honest with yourself, right? With the Moon. Let's see, let's clarify the Fool. Yeah, and this vulnerability or taking that risk has closed out a cycle for you. And maybe this closing out of a cycle is why you needed to take the risk to begin with, or you need to take the risk if the risk has not been taken yet. Some of you are going to jump on this opportunity, and others are going to sit back in fear and be like, what else am I supposed to do, right? The Knight of Cups. Let's see what this Knight of Cups is. To me, this is somebody presenting somebody else with an offer. And that showed the strength in it, right? That showed the inner strength, coming out, being risky, closing out a cycle. It's sort of like an aha, like a recognizing, like you recognized something, like, oh, dang, I kind of felt that all along, but now it's really good to know. It's that closure that you find yourself when you're vulnerable with something, right? With the World on the Fool, because the World is the last major arcana and the Fool is the risk taking, right? It could be that some of you need to close out a cycle before you can take a risk and jump forward. But what is that cycle? There's some kind of inner strength that's like pulling you, that's like coming at you and pulling you. Let's see what this Two of Cups is. I'm aware, like seeing that strength card, I'm aware that I haven't done Leo and Gemini for August, and I want my energy to be just right to do it. And I'm really hoping that it's going to be tomorrow that I'll be able to get Gemini and Leo done. But I don't want you guys to think that I have forgotten about you, because I have not forgotten about you. Okay, this totally makes sense. And that's why I said this Two of Cups, it feels like this Two of Cups isn't what you think it is. It wasn't what you thought it was the whole time. Like you were trying to convince yourself over and over and over again, this Two of Cups, that's the person for me. That's what I'm supposed to have. And then you realized the strength that you had inside yourself to close out a cycle, use your vulnerability to your favor and shifted the energy on your own. And in shifting this energy and like going through, this is what I'm talking about, the deep healing, right? This Ace of Cups is that deep healing that I'm really, really talking about. Because when we are vulnerable, every time you feel triggered for like another healing moment in your life, another time that you get that trigger moment that, you know, punches you in the gut or makes you want to cry or is really, really painful, that kind of existence that's just painful to live in. Every time that happens, you get a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger. And this, to me, feels like you've completed another one of those cycles. And you've allowed yourself to shift your energy simply by believing in yourself, right? Ace of Cups. You shifted that wheel of fortune. You started it because you believed enough in yourself to push yourself forward. You started that wheel. And now, because that wheel is now turning, what happens is when we have the power to energetically start the wheel, shifting it in our favor, but we're not in charge of the timing. Yes, we have free will. Yes, we can take detours along the way. If you want to prolong it, you can prolong it, but you can't get it to you faster, because the universe is going to say, okay, now that you are aware, now that you're conscious and you're healing and you're aware, we're going to shift this energy and we're going to show you what it is that you need to do in order to get what you've been manifesting, in order to receive what it is you truly deserve in life. And sometimes this takes being on your own and not being in a Two of Cups state of mind. Sometimes it can be meaning be on your own. Sometimes it can be that you have to just be really honest with yourself in all situations. Interesting. Hold on one second. I got to fix something. 1 second. Okay, we're going to keep recording. It's saying that they're like my frames are being dropped, like it's kind of skipping or something. So if it skips a little bit, I'm going to try and get this done as fast as possible. But hopefully it's working fine for you guys. Let's clarify the Hermit. It might have been that I just said something and it really irritated somebody's demons. And so I had to pause for a minute and reassess. Who knows? I irritate people's demons all the time. I'm not even mad about it. If I irritate your demons, that means I'm, well, maybe not always doing my job, but somebody's got to irritate the demons to get them out, right? Who knows? The Page of Cups, it's not, I don't think it's my job to irritate your demons. I was being really sarcastic, by the way. The Page of Cups on the Hermit. It's so interesting because Virgo season is bringing out this need or this want or this, it's like people are craving so much more out of life. And a lot of times they need to find that within themselves first before, and we talk about this all the time, right? Because Virgo season wants you to do your best and to be your best and like have your best, like all the things, right? But it's not necessarily the best for you. But when you really, really, really dig deep and you're going through these healing, really big healing times, just know this craving of needing more out of other people is going to go away because you're actually giving it back to yourself. And the reason why the craving stops is because, or like the need to have everything, right? The reason why it stops is because you give it to yourself. You don't need it from other people if you're giving it to yourself. And what do I mean by that? Time, energy, patience, love, acceptance, you know? Here's the thing, is you also, there's this argument, sorry, there were going to be like 20 cards that fell out. Okay, so there's this argument right now between the ego and your intuition, your higher self. Your ego and your higher self are sort of in this blame game, if you will. No, things didn't work out because you're not good enough. And then your higher self is like, no, I am good enough. I just know that things weren't supposed to work out the way that they, you know, they worked out the way they were supposed to, right? If I wasn't supposed to be in this position, I wouldn't be here. That's the thing, is your ego might be overriding all of that right now. Your ego might be trying to override everything your higher self is trying to tell you. So when it comes to being honest with yourself, you may not know exactly what the truth is quite yet. What is that honesty? What does it mean? And that's where the transformation comes in, right? So we have the Death card and the Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, the Empress, Ten of Swords, Page of Wands, the Seven of Swords. Oof. Okay. So this Death card is the transformation of that inner truth. Okay? Whether you know what your truth is or you're still trying to figure that out is neither here nor there. Hold on 1 second again. I'm going to try and finish this up. Hold on 1 second. Okay, we'll see. And this is telling you the Knight of Swords on the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like some of you are having to fight for your existence. And by that, I mean your environment, your, just everything around you, right? Your life and everything around, everything that you have, you're fighting for right now. And you're fighting tooth and nail. But what I want you to know is if you are on the quote unquote losing end of it, it's not the end of the world. Because that Ten of Swords feels really, really painful. But that Empress is telling you that there's something new and better on the other side. There's something new and better. Usually when the universe says no, there's a yes on the other side. There's always something bigger and better on the other side of no. And I know I've said that before, but I feel like I have to drive that point home. And we have the Page of Wands on the Seven of Swords. The deception that you feel, or the messages that the things that people say to you out of hurt, out of anger, out of their own painful existence, you have to decide how you're going to allow that energy to affect you. And if you are going to allow that energy to ruin you or help you heal, right? Help you heal and help you come into your own stability. Because what they say to you, whoever has brought you that message of deception, or you feel deceived by somebody, they did you a favor. Because the more people that are not for your good that are removed from your life, the more stable you can become. Because if those people stay in your life over and over and over again, they will continue to beat you, try and beat you down, do their best to beat you down. So that Four of Swords and the Four of Wands is saying, Take that time out. Allow yourself to heal. Look at things in a different way, in a different perspective. And then use those boundaries to rebuild something better and something new and something better. And there's that alignment within yourself. So we have the Queen of Swords, who is, she says what she means and she means what she says. Then we have the Seven of Wands, where those healthy boundaries are. We have the Lovers, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. And you know what's funny is I was feeling a lot of the twin flame energy in the last couple of days, because those who are here to bring unconditional love back to humanity are really getting it, like in the last couple of days. It's been pretty hardcore. The healing process has been pretty hardcore. And everybody's supposed to bring unconditional love back to humanity. But there's, you know, the twin flame journey, the twin flame experience, like we literally are ripped apart from the inside out in order to find out what unconditional love truly means and actually means. And it's the love that you find within yourself. You become unconditionally in love with yourself first. And that's a really hard pill to swallow. It's a really hard, it's hard to go through that. And so, yes, the thing with the rebuilding process is you pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and you say, you know, when it comes down to it, what other people think about me and what other people say about me, that's their opinion. And at the end of the day, there's a reality and there's an opinion. And it's up to you on whether you're going to allow somebody else's opinion break down your truth and your reality. Okay? I love you guys. Please be extra special, nice to yourselves today. And I promise I'm going to get the Gemini and Leo readings out just as fast as I can. Did not expect to be hit with this. So I love you all, and we'll see each other really soon.